let me know when we started, okay? Hello and welcome to Scarlet Classic quarterfinals round, sorry, not round, match C, I believe. We got the second seed, Rutgers needs jerseys, versus Nisprelv9, the seventh seed, to see who will face off against RUL9 next week, who we did see play yesterday. We're gonna head to draft really soon. But first, I'd like to introduce my co-caster today, Mr. Candela.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Keldric. Glad to be here. Looking for some banger games coming out between Rutgers and East Jersey and Nisprelv V9 here.
I do believe that with two junglers being on Nisprel V9, they do have Nisprel autofill to the top lane here. They're going to be playing Sammy Nugget in the mid lane.
You know what I'll say is looking at dude-based champion pool, he doesn't play the best champions in terms of capitalizing on weaker players. I see a lot of likes to play a lot of Darius, a lot of Cho'Gath, and those are champions that Norm might be able to pick any champion, and as long as he doesn't, it's gonna be a little hard to capitalize on the champions he might pick. I think Norm might pick something like Camille or Garen. Those are typically comfort for him.
Yeah, but with draft already skyrocketing through, I mean, those six bans flew right on by. We got Nisprel's Gnar actually sniped away in the top lane here.
Mm.
One of the few champions he has in his pool, and alongside it, gonna be the Echo Flex pick as well, and the Volibear, which CMAX has come to know and love.
We got the Zeri pick here. Nothing surprising here. Definitely a meta pick, as well as the Zaya.
Yeah, I do expect to see the lethality Zaya build, which has come to prominence recently in pro play. You go QMax, summon Airy. While it did get nerfed when it first came out, people have really begun to start spamming it once again. It's just so much long range poke, and it
That's a
doesn't even
Cass
fall
hover right
off as
there.
hard. Yeah, Cast Hour could
It's
be a
like
bit
Cassio hover.
interesting, but usually I don't say you want to be blinding her. And
Is that a that is the
that,
Nasus support coming
yeah,
out.
that
Guess
has to
we
be
have
the
some
Nasus
LS
support.
viewers.
Yeah,
Maybe maybe a bit of tribute to me with those
I mean,
those champion hovers there.
LS has been screaming about how good NASA's support
Mm,
does into the very pick. You really shut
absolutely.
down her ability to kite people out, which is what she's been known to do in these team fights. She gets the ramping move speed, but when you're chopping that down to 1% of what it once was, you are really able to pop Zeri like a bubble, especially with the E armor shred from Nasus on top of lethality, flat
And the
pen
and the
from
attack
Zaya.
speed. Yep, and the attack speed nerf is all
Yeah.
just gonna hurt Zeri being impactful in these team fights. What I will say is though, Zeri does have a decent range gap with the Nasus, so it could definitely be a little sketchy for Nasus in team fights to be able to land an effective miasma. Got the Trundle coming out
Yeah,
for Z-Max here, most
Trundle,
likely.
not usually one of the champions you tend to see with a player like ZMax. He's always favored the Chem Tank-esque junglers with the Udyr, the Hecarim, the Skarner, and the Volibear. Trundle, much more of a brawler style champion. I do wonder if he's going to be going the full tank Trundle if you go with Thunder here.
You know what I'll say. I'm so interested in this mid lane matchup here. I mean, I've talked to Sammy for about the past month, and he's been telling me about his desire to transfer over from to mid lane. So I'm not really sure what he's thinking about pulling out here. Maybe it could be a Yasuo. Maybe it could be that season 3 Faker Riven mid. You never know, or maybe even the cast pick, which wouldn't be terrible into Rutgers needs Jersey's current team comp.
Yeah, the one thing we're looking at here for Rutgers and East Jerseys currently is going to be engage. Right now, they don't really have a way to go about starting a team fight, really. It's only the Nasus pressing W on someone, or maybe a flash W from Viego. Contemplative Cassio, however, I'm not sure if you'd want
Definitely,
to
definitely
blind
not
it.
going to be a pick, or is it? Wow,
Oh, this is
wow,
gonna
and
this is gonna go
wow.
punished incredibly quickly, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blinding
I mean,
Casio. I mean,
wow.
you probably have a bunch to say on that. I mean,
Well,
what
I
are some
mean,
picks
of
you
course,
think?
your resident NA challenger Cass play here. You know, Cass is a great champion against low range, non-mage champions. Assassins as well aren't the best for her. But she, you know, against those low-range champions that really just have to come directly at you, that aren't great flankers, she's absolutely amazing. That's why I could see her working really well against champs like Viego and Nasus. But when you're blind picking her, you're opening her, you know, you're opening yourself to get hugely counterpicked. And there it is, that the Oriana, which is one of Cass's hardest matchups. You know, you just get it later into the game, and Oriana will just outscale you, outrange you, and just be more effective than you in team fights. Akali, another difficult matchup for Cass, just because it's so hard to land a miasma or an ultimate against a champion that's, you know, got 40 dashes, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Cho'Gath blind top lane for
Mm-hmm.
Dude Bay as well. He does play both styles, the AP and the tank, so it's a very flexible pick up there, akin to the
With the
Sion, where you can really salve
Mordekaiser,
your tank.
a
I don't
Singed
think it'd
Hover.
be the Singed. Mord would be interesting, but I was hoping maybe a champion that could punish it a bit harder than the Mordekaiser.
Maybe he could have considered picking up the Camille here. It wouldn't have been terrible with the rest of the composition, but I don't think Mord is too terrible either. I mean, it's going to be a pretty you know, Mord will have control of the lane early, but there shouldn't be any type of dominance coming in from the top lane. And I think we might see some bigger snowballs happening in the middle and jungle, middle and bot lane.
Yeah, this bot lane matchup definitely gonna be something to highlight. It's gonna be so volatile. Way Toast as Nasus can be pretty vulnerable to getting blown up early, especially around the level 2 or 3,
Absolutely.
when Zeri's burst is just so strong before she kind of just putters out a bit until getting her like first few items. That's gonna be something you want to look at. Another thing is this level 6 spike coming out from Rutgers Neath Jersey's Nasus level 6. He's getting so many so much gold value and stats alone on top of the small damage aura around him. And while NASA support typically doesn't scale Q, you get much more value of just going EW, EW, EW. He still gets deceptively tanky with the level 6, and of course, die a lot less vulnerable to the dive coming out from the Nautilus here with the ulti. You can easily ult the dredge line, the
Absolutely.
ulti or the Q, sorry, from him.
If I am Nisprelv9 here, you know, I'm absolutely okay with an early fight happening in the bot side here. We have a Trundle Casio 2v2, not to mention the bot lane. I mean, yes, Nasus is going to be more useful maybe in the later stages of the laning phase where he's a little tankier, but early on, he's a really useless champion. You know, compared to Nautilus, who can absolutely force fights with his hook. Zeri, Zaya, that might be close. That will probably be a lethality Zaya, of course, with the summon Airy. But I think bot lane fights for Nisprel V9 or bot side fights will actually work out pretty well.
Yeah, and one thing I really like about the Rutgers Neath Jersey's comp actually is with this Cho'Gath ulti, it really makes getting that first reset for Viego so much easier just because of how much single target burst is packed into the Cho'Gath ultimate, especially as the game goes on. It's going to be hitting for upwards of 1k true damage if it gets to that point when he's around level 16. He's got all his minion stacks by then. And on top of that, of course, you can pair it with the Akali Perfect Execution, the execute on the R2 there.
Yep.
It's gonna really give uh it's gonna really give ASAP Jazzy a field day with Viego here. And other than that, it's mostly gonna be on to mostly gonna be up to Nisprel to just make sure that Rutgers needs Jersey isn't really able to get an early dragon stacking advantage. I mean, because if they do, and Cho'Gath actually does start to come down for these dragon takes with like the say third or fourth dragon, is is so hard to outsmite a jungler and Cho'Gath combination since they do have the communication benefit there. being in comms together. They can time it together so easily.
I think what ASAP Jazzy is looking to do here with that Viego, I mean, we've already mentioned that Nasus is going to be somewhat useless early, pre-6 for sure. And I think Cho'Gath is absolutely going to get stomped by Mordekaiser earlier in the game, right? Until he gets that HP stacking. So ASAP Jazzy is really looking to work with Rem here to create an advantage around the map. You have the Akali, which is an amazing, a great assassin, and she's not the best diver, so I don't know if that's going to be a realistic thing. But Viego needs to be working with Akali here because his side lanes are not particularly strong compared to the enemy.
Hmm. And with that, I think we're gonna head to a very short break, and we'll return to you when the game begins. So see you then. Welcome back to game 1 of Rutgers Needs Jerseys versus Nisprelv9. We got Nisprel versus Dudebane in the top lane, Z-Mags versus ASAP Jazz in the jungle, Rem versus Samunug in the mid lane, and No Sleep Leak subbing in for Kuya Kim temporarily versus Ubel, and then Sway Toast versus Nomads. And it looks like gonna be a 5-man sprint towards the bottom lane
The
here.
classic RU screw. Now, it looks like UL's gonna spot this out, and it's not gonna be very effective.
Yeah, smartly stepping outside of the try there, weighing slightly out of it just to catch any of the invades where you hug the wall. Looks like they're still going, but they actually forgot
They're
Sweeper.
still looking for this invade. They've walked over a ward. I think that might be Dudebay pinging to move to get vision. I wanna point some things out that I thought were interesting. We have the cast with exhaust. Generally not the best summoner spell against an Ahri, or not an Ahri, and a Kali. Of course, you can just wait in that shroud, wait for that exhaust to run out. Then also, another thing I found interesting, we have the Ghost on the Zeri, so they are going to be a combat spell down in the bot lane for Nisprelv9.
The Ghost Summoner spell of choice is really surprising to me as well, just because sure you get the move speed boost, but what does the move speed boost matter when
An invade coming here.
you're eating a 95% slow from Nasus? Your 500 move speed's gonna, instead of 400 move speed, you have like 500, sure, but that's still going to less than 100 at the end of the day. That'll feel terrible no matter what.
So we're gonna be. It looks like there's gonna be some vertical jungling going on. Nisprelv9 not too interested in defending their own red buff, but this is as expected when you invade the when you invade the bot side. Of course, the enemy jungler is gonna go top side, so that he doesn't lose anything. Nomads may be looking for an aggressive hook, but that's not gonna work out. And we're seeing that the lethality Zeri with the Comet Nasus is actually taking a huge HP lane in the bot lane.
Yeah, the poke's really amp. A flash Q. Here's the burst I was talking about. W on top of meanwhile, ASAP Jazzy maybe be off a bit more than he could chew.
A failed invade from ASAP Jazzy there.
Yeah, he wanted to he wanted to make sure he didn't lose out on the trade here because he did lose the red level 1.
Absolutely.
But Z-Mag's out smiting ASAP Jazzy, getting his own red for himself, and we're boxing him down.
Well, we're seeing the weaknesses of the draft here from Rutgers Needs Jerseys. I mean, you have a weaker top side, a weaker bot side, and Akali doesn't turn online until a couple laters after. You have the range versus melee matchup. Of course, the range champion is going to get the advantage. So that leaves Samunug and Nisprel to be able to have the freedom to move and defend the jungle. And now we have Z-Mags up a kill and a camp.
Yeah, and look, Ubel still no flash. Sway Toast will need to tank it, but look, he's so squishy.
Fail! Look! Onto the minion! Is anyone gonna die here? Everyone being taken super low there. A fail took by Nomads there.
Yeah, that fail took was catastrophic. I mean, he almost went down at the end there. And meanwhile, Nisprel gonna be utilizing his health bar here just to make sure the wave crashes in. Of course, it just barely doesn't, which is not what you want to see against a champion like Cho'Gath, whose passive allows him to sustain up so hard, especially as he just stays in lane. I mean, that's 20 health per minion. A wave is roughly a potion, just about.
I will say, Dudebay did take that ignite. I mean, Cho'Gath can always surprise you with the amount of damage he's putting out with that ultimate.
And look, ASAP Jazzy
needed to crash that wave, and he's walking up, and he's just gonna get punished here by ASAP Jazzy. He's gonna have to burn flash. He's gonna get hit by the Q. A really nice Q, a really nice knock up there from Dudebay. That's gonna be a kill. You know, given back to Rutgers Needs Jersey.
Yeah, and most importantly, with the Q landed by Dudebay, neither flash from ASAP Jazzy or Dudebay need to be expended there for that kill on the gank, which is so important for a champion like Viego, especially early. That W flash is such a nice and potent tool for ensuring you get the stun off. Meanwhile, bot lane just gonna be shoved in. Sweaty Toast repeatedly poking and prodding No Sleep Leak and Nomads. No Sleep Leak down to about 300 HP as the wave crashes in.
Yep, and that Nasus, I mean, in those all-ins, he is relatively weak, but in an extended laning phase, if he's not getting punished, those those E's with the Arcane Comment, those can be really punishing. Fortunately for Nisprelv9, during that gank, nobody died when ZMax came down to gank, and actually Yubel and Sweaty Toast actually both burned both of the combat spells, so at least they have that to look forward to.
And looking top lane at Dude Bay's build, it looks like he is going to lean towards the more AP-oriented build. He has the early Amp Tome on top of the Null Magic to just help weather the storm of this matchup early, of which Mord really comes out on top of.
Waves pushing back into him. He should be okay. He's got a nice deep ward there, just to protect himself from ganks.
And here, I'd like to point out a pretty scary thing bot lane is that No Sleep Leak has come back to lane, but because he started Longsword 3-pot, he really needs to evade out of the Nasus East, because he really has no way to sustain back up other than the Taste of Blood, which I believe he has. Yeah, it's only the Taste of Blood in Bloodline.
Possible conflict here. ASAP Jazzy does have the level advantage from the gank. Sammy Nugget moving down. I don't know if this is the best fight for Nisprelv9.
Yeah.
The Nasus is going to move first. Is Nautilus going to look for an engage? Is he caught out? Maybe. I think he'll be okay. He can just hook out to a structure.
Yubel's Q wasn't up just yet, so no root to be had there. But still, ZMax getting chased away from the Skullcrab. Gonna have to just be stuck farming up his Gromp there, as Dude Bay is trying to shove the wave in top. This could be an ult opportunity.
Maybe not. He was definitely worried. A fight coming out here. The Nautilus hook lands. Vigo has to flash. Trundle is actually going to be the one that dies to the Akali ultimate.
And
Akali missing the ultimate. Will Nautilus live because of that mistake? No, he will not. Rem is going to finish off the Nautilus there.
Oh,
Sammy
good
looking
flash.
For something. No Sleep Leak. Protecting himself from the dive, and Sammy Nugget's going to pick up a free kill on ASAP Jazzy. I'm not sure why he decided to go back in there. So Rem doesn't have the ult here. Does that possibly make a difference?
Sammy Nugget just gonna try and box Rem away from the mid wave there. We didn't see it top, but it was a trade of ultis. Dude Bay and Nisprel both taking each other incredibly low there. Ignite used from Dude Bay as well. But I just...
It was a 2-for-2 overall, I suppose.
I assume ASAP Jazzy didn't think the Cassio ult would hit him, but it just barely clipped his model, even though he was right inside of him. And because of that, of course, Sammy Nugget able to take him down with ease. A free Q following the ulti.
Yep. That was an important kill for Sammy Nugget to get back there. If he died there, his wave would have been pushed in. He would have lost about 3 waves worth of minions.
Yeah.
Speaking of those minions, I mean, he's got a massive CS lead on that Akali, so he's actually ahead right now. Dragon gonna be secured by Nisprelv9. Maybe they could start stacking it to look for a soul in the future.
Yeah, really good wave management there, because right before the river fight, the wave was slow pushing towards Sammy, so by the time he got back, cutting that out for a second, playing on Yubel.
Coming out from the Nautilus.
And Yubel can't get into a position to get the E drag back onto No Sleep Leak and Nomad, so it's just going to be an incredibly beneficial trade. As look at that, ZMax having
possible dive from ZMax.
Perfect time.
Except Jesse nowhere to be seen, but I want to know, I don't think this dive is going to work just because Yubel has the ultimate.
Yeah, and look, Rem, he's waiting.
ZMax thinks that he can fight this. I don't think this is a winning fight from Nisprelv9. Nautilus not level 6. ZMax looking to try to get the kill. He's going to get the chomp, but it looks like he's going to die here.
Yeah, the wither.
He still has ult here, so it's not going to be a kill. And
Toast on his way out dropped the wither onto ZMax. He didn't have the move speed to catch up to Yubel. I feel like if he did, it would have been a dead Xayah for sure.
Just a bit of disrespect coming out from Rutgers' jersey, or from Nisprelv9 on how potent the Akali can be in those fights. But I will say that Sammy Nugget was able to get a wave and he was able to get a plate, so it was not a completely one-sided trade.
Yeah, it's always a bit scary though, with Akali picking up early kills. She's gonna get her items accelerated that much faster. Meanwhile, No Sleep League just trying to get the wave in. But
Another
look,
gank coming
yeah.
out. They really need to push that in, but they're gonna get punished now.
Nomad's
Nomad's is
sacrificed.
absolutely gonna die. Maybe No Sleep Leak lives here. Yep, he's just gonna dash away.
He just greedy positioning
yep.
there. They didn't have any wards.
After that failed invade, ASAP Jazzy making a recovery and being able to be useful and put his team ahead, especially with this Herald. And this is gonna put the bot lane of Rutgers needs Jersey so far ahead now.
Yeah, Turk gonna get taken down to one plate only, gold funneled into ASAP Jazzy Ubel.
Dude, they just chomp to that Gromp and yoink that.
Yeah.
Z-Mac's not too happy about that. He's trying to get something on the top side. A solo kill coming out from the mid lane. I didn't even see that. We gotta get a replay on that later.
Yeah, Z-Mac's dropping the subjugate on Dude. Maybe they're looking for a dive. Z-Mac's gonna be tanking it up because of it. But I don't think they can make anything happen. Subjugate has worn off. Yeah.
Great dodge on the knockup.
Look at that. The roam from Sweaty Toast. He's now trying to make something happen.
Nomads is also here. This is gonna be a kill for Nisprelv9. Dude May walks back, but I think he was at the edge of the Mordecai as well, so
yeah, he was
I think
stuck
he was
in
gonna
the rage cage
it's
there.
just gonna be a 1-for-1 going down there. But yeah, that was a solo kill coming out from Rem, and we're gonna see that exhaust just was not very helpful. Again, that Akali will just sit in his shroud, wait out the exhaust, and you're not really getting too much value out of it.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about with Akali getting the early kill. Sure, you have the 30 CS lead, sure, you got a plate or two, but what does that mean against a champion like Akali who's able to just dip, dodge, and dash out of all of your abilities as Cassio? You really need to hit these Qs and ult early to enhance the E damage. It's so much harder when she's dashing around like that.
Keldric, can I ask you, is Swifties a normal buy on Zeri?
It is abnormal. However, it is some tech that I've seen ADCs going into the Nasus support when it's locked in.
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. But what we have to keep in mind now, though, is that and a possible solo kill. No, it looks like Rem is just going to completely overestimate his damage. He's going to go under tower and just die, getting solo killed by Sammy Nugget. That's huge, the shutdown. Z-Mag's looking to maybe get something on Sweaty Toast. Sweaty Toast has exhaust, but he does not have ultimate. Maybe Z-Max is going to get punished here. He's going to be absolutely fine. But an insane solo kill coming out from Sammy Nugget, and Rem was the aggressor there and just overestimating his damage. A hook coming out from Nomads.
Yeah, but Ubel still has the ulti. Ubel still has the ulti, so he's never in any danger here, even if he does try. Doesn't even need it, actually taking him out for free.
Poor decisions coming out from Nomads to take that engagement. They're going to get punished. No Sleep Leak had flash, by the way, and still ended up dying.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't expect the burst coming out from Xayah there. But one thing not many people know about her Q is that the first target hit by Xayah Q actually takes a fair bit more damage than the targets after it. And with them fighting in no minion wave there, it makes it so easy.
Z-Max is looking to aggress here. This is a 2v3. I'm not sure this is the greatest choice coming out from Z-Max.
Yeah, Z-Mag's a bit caught out, but look, they're turning on to Sammy Nugget.
And he's just completely caught in no man's land. Mind controlled by the Z-Mags engage. I'm not sure if that was the greatest call coming in. They're both gonna die. This game's looking worse and worse, even with that solo kill coming out from Sammy. That bot lane gap in gold is just too wide. We've got a 2,000 gap in gold, and of course Z-Mag's just gonna fall. ASAP Jazzy, despite having a rough start, is squarely in the lead right now.
Yeah, and that's the Nasus support for you. Sway Toast, these W's are hitting like tectonic bombs despite dealing no damage, because just looking at the side of Nisprelv9, none of their champions have like any mobility once their move speed is taken away. No dashes whatsoever except for the Nautilus, and his is on Q.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you got to build those mercs on Cass. I mean, how else are you going to, reduce the slow from the Nasus? Yubo gonna collapse here in mid lane, try to pick up some farm, and now we should see the mid laners going to the side lane and the wave clear ADCs coming mid lane. Laning phase has ended, and we're sitting at a 5,000 gold lead. Dragons 1-1, turrets Rutgers needs jerseys did get that first one with the help of the Herald on the bot side, and that ADC gold disparity is so wide. Not to mention the item disparity. You have No Sleep Leak. He had to go the Swifties, and he also went Ghost, so he's going to be a lot weaker. He's going to be even weaker than perhaps he would have been.
Yeah. Lethality Zai really starts to take off once you get the Mamu completion, and Yubel needs only about 400 more gold for it to be done. Of course, he still needs to actually stack the tier itself, but is within reach for him. Z-Mag's gonna be posturing towards mid. Gonna try and make a play happen, but Yubel has ulti and flash up. It's so hard to get the bounty off of him. Meanwhile, Nomad's gonna try and clear out some vision around the dragon area, but it's so hard for him to do it alone because he's not only someone behind such, I want to say a worthless champion, but not really. But it's so hard for him to clear out these wards because his only real innate tankiness outside of the Aftershock, which is pretty hard to proc, if you're trying to run away, is the W, and that's a very measly shield at best. And you sometimes don't even max it second. Sometimes you prefer the E slow. So it makes gang vision incredibly difficult as Nisprelv9.
Yup, Rutgers needs jerseys looking to abuse Z-Mag. Z-Mag's just gonna have to flash, and it is getting rough for the jungler here. The winning team, of course, always being able to abuse their vision advantage and making it really uncomfortable. A solo kill coming out from Yubel. No Sleep Leak, mentally out of it, perhaps. Dying like that just makes the game even harder to possibly come back in.
Yeah,
that's not good.
The only way he could have got those is just getting tagged by too many of these QEs.
This is a great gang setup, but a fight coming out in the ball lane. Sammy looking for a double kill. Is he gonna get it? He's gonna flash away. Mordekaiser looking for the ultimate. He gets the kill. Trundle. And in the bot lane, it's going to be a 1-for-1, and the top lane is going to be a 1-for-0. Overall, good for Nisprelv9. Sammy coming out with a big play. That was a 1v2. Z-Mag's now looking to engage on Yubel. Yubel does have the ultimate and the flash, so he should maybe be okay. But I think he underestimated damage, and the red buff is going to kill now. I want to add 750 gold is not that great on the Trundle, who's not going to be that. Honestly, this is where he starts becoming less useful, but perhaps that 750 will help him stay in the game. I think having it on the Cass or the Zeri would be a lot better. Regardless, that is a big shutdown, and Yubel completely underestimating the damage of the bite, and he's actually going to burn his flash and then die to red buff after, so that is a huge throw from Rutgers needs jerseys.
Yeah, the triple burn, red buff, subjugate, and red smite all coming together to take him out from about 100 HP. Yubel thought he was safe, but the burns just adding up so much damage, and it looks like Z-Mag's actually going to use that goldie to go the fork here. Maybe.
An ultimate coming from Nomads. Nomads looking for the engage on the Sweaty Toast. Sweaty Toast just completely out of position with no escapes. A 5v4 right before the dragon fight. And maybe Nisprelv9 can push into this vision to secure the dragon.
It's so hard though. You're trying to outsmite Cho'Gath and Diego here.
Old Xyno flash.
Look at Nomads. He's positioning so well here. Gonna try to zone both of them out.
Good dodge on the knockout.
Look at Rem. He's on the side, though.
It's ASAP. Rem is in the back. Can he get a possible flank? Is Nisprelv going to die before the fight even starts? Rem is going deep, but he's going to get my Asmode hook. He's still alive in the shroud. So much damage coming out from Yubel there as Rem was distracting the entire team, and he's not going to die. No Sleep Leak is going to get picked off as well as Z-Max, and that is just some poor team fighting in terms of keeping track of where Rem is, and Yubel outputting a ton of damage with a good knockup from Dudebay. Just a good team fighting coming out all around from Rutgers needs jersey. And they did have, Nisprelv9 had that kill advantage, and Yubel was, killable. I think, it should have been perhaps a winning fight for Nisprelv9, but it's looking rough, and I feel like that was a team fight that they could have run away with.
Yeah. The problem with that fight there was, one, of course, they did allow Rem to get the flank position. He was able to cause uh, all that confusion and disruption in their backline, but also they were missing some really key cooldowns to lock down the members of Rutgers Needs jerseys. They didn't have the death roam from Mordekaiser, and they didn't have the ulti from
yeah.
Nala, so Akali able to buy so much time for the damage to come down, for ASAP Jazzy to get in there for the reset and really bring home the team fight. And of course, Yubel constantly poking and prodding with the QE from so far away. Looking at Rutgers' team comp.
Engage coming from Nisprelv, but Rem is moving up to respond. This does not look winning for Nisprelv9. As you see, ASAP Jazzy is also moving. It would be 3v2, so they're going to back off. Smart from them. We're going to land. Nothing else is going to be capitalized upon. ASAP Jazzy going to walk in, but he does use the sweeper, so he's not going to get caught out. Sammy's Sweaty Toast coming in from behind. Is he completely caught out? He's in no man's land. Maybe Nomads might get picked here by ASAP Jazzy. And it looks like Nisprelv9 is going to be punished. Rem is going over the wall with the kill. Nomads is going to live. What else can be taken? Death Realm for the Mordekaiser. Rem getting another kill. Mordekaiser in the death realm. He's gonna get out and he's gonna die. He didn't get anything there, so that is a 3-0 for Rutgers Needs jersey, and this is where the game starts looking really bad. I mean, we've got the Baron coming up. There's no there is really no win con coming up for Nisprelv9.
Yeah, right there, they did have a really good turn on the Sweaty Toast. Z-Max smartly holding his ulti for Sweaty Toast when he ulted, so he gets even more resistances on top. But with Nomad's positioning, they just weren't able to lock down the Nasus in time. He was able to escape, and because of that chase onto the Nasus, Nomad's, of course, left high and dry, free reset for the Viego. And
Rem also able to get a nice pick over the wall. It dashes over the wall and picks out Z-Mag. So again, just a great flank coming out from Rem there. And Nisprelv9 during that time not able to make a huge capitalization on the other side of the team fight. This Akali is looking like a huge threat. Yes, the farm may not be there, but again, you are playing Akali, right? Akali's not a champion that's a great farmer, doesn't take zone camps well, but what she's great at doing is these skirmishes and team fights where she can really excel with all her dashing abilities. Her Shroud, of course, where she can go in and distract everyone like she did in the Dragon fight. So the Akali is huge. I would like to add, though, because of the huge CS lead from Sammy Nugget, the gold gap in mid isn't that wide. The gold gap in bot lane, however, is around 3,000.
Yeah, but look at this.
Looking for a pick here. The exhaust.
I'm not sure about that exhaust on the
flash.
Yeah, I'm not sure about dropping the exhaust on Sweaty Toast there. Maybe a bit panicked upon seeing him show up randomly.
Perhaps.
Doesn't exactly offer that much damage.
Perhaps the 1v1 in the top side.
It's gotten to
winning
a point
it right now.
Oh god.
Yubel just getting a free kill onto Z-Mags. He's going to work. He's playing so aggressive because he knows he has the ultimate. A solo kill coming out on the top side. Yubel's going to clean up. And just a massive outperformance in the ADC role and perhaps even the jungle role, where ASAP Jazzy was able to snowball that ADC. They're running down mid with the Baron buff. The gold lead is looking a nice ult coming out from Sammy Nugget, but absolutely nothing's going to be able to be gotten there. Everyone's stacked their tenacity. I don't see any mercs, but still the tenacity and a flash coming out from Sweaty Toast. That was a nice engage to slow Sammy Nugget. Again, didn't buy the merc, so definitely questionable build coming out from Sammy Nugget.
Questionable back rotation. Sweaty Toast actually he's gonna get taken down. Speaking of questionable, you definitely want to give that to Fairy though, not the Trundle.
Anyway, it looks
back to what just happened there mid. It actually would have been really good for Sammy. The problem was when he stunned ASAP Jazzy. ASAP Jazzy was in the middle of channeling the W, so he got stunned, but the channel released, and then the W landed on the Sammy, so he got stunned up and wasn't able to output as much damage. And it allowed
Dragon being taken
to get the kill there. I do really like the purchase of Rylai's here from Sammy Nugget, though, especially into all these melee champions.
I think it's a great buy as well. Not sure
really
allows
you
he's gonna miss a Q, but he's gonna get the last Q. No Sleep Leak maybe trying to capitalize. He's 4 levels down. He's gonna flash to dodge the Kali E. ASAP Kaiser from the side. Yubel using his ultimate. He's gonna die here, but just another losing play for Nisprelv V9. And you know the game really is looking over. They say never FF, but maybe we're gonna have to FF this one. I
Yeah,
really don't think Nisprelv V9 even wins this 1v1, even with his ultimate. That's gonna be a nice dodge, but another dodge come out from Dude Bay, and he is just gonna
that's the
be
Cho'Gath
into
experience right
yeah.
there.
Hey, that's a $5 or I think it's a $5 footlong, right? Coming in
That's what I was talking
for
about, man.
Dude Bay. Yeah,
The Cho'Gath ulti hitting for 1016 damage,
yeah.
level 16, 10
That
stacks.
true damage and percentage damage not enough for Nisprelv.
Yeah,
Yeah,
each
I
stack of
think
the
yeah.
Cho'Gath ulti gives him more max health on the E, and it's compounded by the bonus health he's getting added as
I
AP
mean,
from
he's
Demonic
huge.
Embrace. Yeah, he is absolutely titanic here on the Cho'Gath top lane. I don't think anyone other than Sammy Nugget can match him. Even then, it's so risky with the Everfrost in the queue being able to hit so easily from Cho'Gath.
And the game is looking rougher and rougher. You know, two inhibs down in the mid bot side. Z-Mags may be trying to look for something. Ultimate gonna come out onto Dude Bay, and Niso coming out for Nomads. The flash not going to do enough. That's a shutdown on the Sammy Nugget, so that's gonna help alleviate the pain a little. Definitely, you know, give them some breathing room.
Exactly who you want to see the money go on as well. With how much AD they have between the Trundle, who is fairly fed on his own right,
Rem looking
with
for a solo
support.
kill.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a kill. Well played from Rem. Not
yeah.
much else to say. Z-Mags with you know, perhaps an overextended recall.
Sure, he did land the subjugate, but Rem doesn't really have any resistances to speak of,
Nice
so
one's
it's
walking
not
out
like
because he
it
has
would
flash and
matter.
ultimate.
Yeah, just
Maybe
like
he's ready
Toast
to
are
go
gonna
switch car here.
W and then run away, as Nasus
Just
tends
gonna
to
get
do from
withered.
time to time. May I note that his W is now level 5, 95% attack speed slow, and no, sorry,
Ridiculous.
42.5% attack speed slow, 95% movement speed
Hmm.
slow, and on top of that, the E 45% armor chunked off if you're ever standing on it.
Yeah.
On top of the frozen heart attack speed reduction, it's so hard for Zeri to output damage in these fights on top as the Trundle as well.
The Baron's coming up soon, and uh, you know, those are the two best inhibs if you are going for the Baron. The to have the bot and mid inhibs, and another thing to keep in mind, I don't think that Mordecai is going to be able to hold those both the mid and bot inhib. Z-Mags may be a little overextended into what is now not his jungle anymore.
Yeah, it's so hard to step up. Oh my
Oh,
god!
and lethality with the knockup.
If Yubel committed ulti there, I think he could have actually gotten
Maybe,
Z-Max,
maybe,
maybe
and
Nisprel,
yeah,
because that's a
and this
triple
is
root.
yeah, this
But
is where the game just gets so rough.
that gives him the okay to go on Baron. They probably have enough room to even let Dube get a free stack on it as well. That's gonna be
Yeah.
another about, I want to say,
There's the
oh nope, stolen away. It is 160 health per stack on the Cho'Gath. He's still he has 10, which does mean he is max size officially. Big as he's gonna
and
get this
yep.
game.
Now you've got the Baron buffs. Both inhibs are down in mid bot, so you really can just
And
walk
here's the
top and take the
spectacle of
top inhib.
Nautilus from
Flash
behind,
coming out
just
from Nomads.
not able to do
And the
much.
game is just looking rough. Rem looking for possible engage. He's miasma, but a great knocker from Dude Bay. And the game is just over.
Yeah, look, knock him on
Nice
the Sammy
knocker
as
from
well.
Dude And
Dude Bay's
it's
making
gonna be
it a
close
bounce
game.
factory here in the base of Nisprelv9. But gonna land, but what damage can No Sleep Leak do into their
Nothing much.
team when he's just 17k gold behind? Rem gonna get sacrificed. They're trying to tank it for
Two
him.
deaths,
Yeah.
stat packing, no sleep leaks, KDA, all good, but the game's probably going to end here. Will they have enough pushing power? Yeah,
And
it looks
Dudebay's
like
got
well,
about
that's gonna be
250
GG.
AP on him in the tank. Exactly, actually. Yeah, it's gonna be enough for sure. It looks like we're gonna be going to a game 2 here.
And looks like a game 2 here. Relatively convincing win coming out from Rutgers needs jerseys. You know, just every skirmish that Rutgers needs jerseys took was winning. The team fights were all winning, and of course, can't mention the 2 times that Nisprelv V9 bot lane was just overextended, and they got punished, and that led to a herald and so much gold coming out onto Ubel, just making the game so hard for Nisprelv V9.
Yeah, the NASA support definitely a pick that paid out in dividends. God, I can't talk. Slung so many early skirmishes with the move speed, so many people just caught out and having to burn their flashes to even escape it. And with a team that Nisprelv9 crafted, those flashes were so important for them to get onto the backline of Ubel, get a dodge out of the Akali spells.
Also,
And
some relatively poor decision making from Zmags, uh, overextending into his jungle sometimes, not making not picking the best skirmishes and having number disadvantages. Nomads making questionable calls. Also, I remember he missed that hook. He hooked the minion. So a lot of mechanical mistakes, but also just spatial awareness of what's going on around you. Is there a numbers advantage when you choose to take a fight? You know, that is usually the biggest determinant of how a fight is going to go. And Rutgers needs jerseys, knows this, and they abused it well. I didn't think there were too many mechanical 1v1 outplays, but I thought they played well as a team. And the biggest difference was which teams picked the right fights, and Rutgers needs jerseys taking all the right fights, and that's gonna turn out to be a convincing win for them.
with that, I believe we're gonna head to a very short break, depending on how long it takes to get into game two. So, see you then. Welcome back to game two here of Rutgers needs jerseys versus Nisprel V9. For game two here, we have Nisprel V9 choosing blue side, and Rutgers needs jerseys getting the red side here. Uh, with that, I'd like to add that Kuya Kim has finally returned from the mountain he was on, is finally here to take the spot that No Sleep Leak graciously subbed in to. And with that, we're gonna head to draft really soon.
Oh, and just besides the player subbing, we're on game two, so it's always interesting to see what possible bans are going to change, what picks are going to change. Maybe a draft gap, or a draft change is going to come out, especially from Nice Pro V9. Obviously, the team that lost last game, and it was a relatively convincing win from Rutgers Needs Jersey. Generally speaking, a higher level of gameplay coming out from Rutgers Needs Jersey, as well as higher level players. So everything going as you might have planned, but I am interested to see what might change in the bands of the picks.
Yeah, so far Ben staying relatively the same. Volibear and Echo banned out once more. To keep it exactly the same, I believe we would need a Gnar ban to come in targeted at Nispril in the jungle. But maybe if they want, they could actually swap around, put ZMAX top here, put Nispril in the jungle, just to maybe see if that would work out instead. Because last game, ZMAG's impact outside of the early was a bit stunted because of the vision control in his jungle. He just really wasn't able to make anything happen, as it felt like Sway Toast was always where he needed to be to counteract any plays being made. But so far, it's just going to be the Hecarim picked up for ZMAGs most likely. I'm pretty sure it's his most played this season. I'd have to check to be sure. But so far, Rutgers needs jerseys. Looks like they could pick up Zai once more. Ghost support as well. Zionas's lane did work out pretty swimmingly, I'd say.
Yep. Cast hover probably not going to be it. The Zaya coming out. Yep, like you said. I mean, Yubal played pretty quite well on the Zaya. I think besides that kill given over to the Trundle, I mean, he definitely played pretty well. And was able to output so much damage during those team fights.
Yeah. We could also see a jungle pick here, just because you know exactly what they're playing. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Viego
Yep, the
last
Viego.
few
So nothing
seconds just
really
locked in.
changed yet for Rutgers Needs jerseys. And, you know, you can't blame them. It was a relatively convincing win, and they played pretty well. Even ASAP Jazzy, you know, giving a huge first blood over and being behind, was able to come back and impact the map harder than ZMAX. Z-Mag's on a more comfortable pick now. The Hecarim, probably his best champion. Ash coming out for the Kuyakim now. Once again, this is not No Sleep League. This is Kuyakim. So we're going to maybe be dealing with a different ADC champion pool. So that might also change the supports. And yeah, we are changing from an engaged support to a casual support. Sweaty Toast Pike. Now, this is really exciting. One of Sweaty Toast's best champions that he's most well known for, the Pike. And let's see what he can do to impact the map early with this pick.
One pike hook in the early laning phase is probably going to spell death if either one of Kuya Kim or Nomads get hooked. I mean, that's a hook into a stun into a root with more than enough feathers on top from Zaya. Q auto, probably even a couple more autos into the E. It's gonna blow someone up there. And meanwhile, it's gonna be a nightmare for this Ashe to try to find any picks whatsoever with her ulti. Zaya has the Feather Dance, Pike has the Phantom Undertow to escape out of it. And just gonna be a couple more bans tossed out from both teams here. Akali banned away. Rem, so much work done throughout the game. Sure, he did have a couple slip ups. Sammy playing the Cassio really well, getting multiple solo kills throughout the game onto him. But maybe they just didn't want to deal with, especially with less peel for it, with the Nautilus not being picked up by Nomads this game. Gonna be two more bans targeted towards the mid lane. Nisprelv V9, the Ari has been added, which is a pretty safe blind pick. Maybe Nisprelv V9 think that they're gonna preserve the counter pick for Dude Bay in the top lane here. Aurelia Hover could be interesting, but I don't think it would be the case. Polymorph is a pretty disgusting spell to be playing into, and yeah,
Yep.
it's just gonna be the Vex, which is surprising to me, just because Vex as a champion is one you really only see as a counter pick, because as a blind pick, she has her own host of pretty rough matchups where she can't really get in at all. She can't abuse her passive, and she just gets outranged, out wave cleared, etc. Well, we
And a
do see.
cast pick here coming out from Nice 4v9. Sammy Nugget did have a couple good, a couple good plays. Overall, did get out impacted by the Ram Macaulay. But this is a good matchup for Cassio. Vex is a relatively low range champion as well as Cass. So usually that, for Cass, matchups are dependent upon range, excluding the assassin matchups, those being an exception. Pretty decent matchup for Cass. Pike also decent for the Cass. So I think that this time picking Cass is actually not that, not a horrible decision at all. Set coming out for Nice Bro. And let's see what maybe Dubé has to counterpick. Maybe the Darius. I'm not too familiar.
Darius
The
banned away, bro.
Jax coming out. Oh, Darius was banned. My bad. The Kled perhaps coming out for Dude Bay. I haven't seen him on the Kled, but could Kled with Pike is definitely a roaming duo that you should be scared of, especially with the Vex as well. So maybe he can look to make plays around the map.
Yeah, Set historically has always been a pretty fine blind pick top lane. I was a bit surprised by the Kled pick, but Rutgers needs jerseys did need a bit of a go button still, and sure you could pick a hyper tank like Ornn, someone that has a more consistent one, but maybe Dude Bay didn't want to give a fat health bar champion for a set to ult into his team. You never do know. Of course, Cho'Gath, definitely one of the ones I kind of mind for set destructive buttons. So many clips of set just one-shotting entire teams because of how much bonus health that champion gets.
Hmm. And it's gonna definitely be I think Sweaty Toast is definitely looking to impact the map with this Pike pick. He's going to be moving around, and it's going to be tough, especially for the cast mid. Set is a little tankier, but the cast mid, obviously low mobility, has to be extremely careful of the Kled roaming down, the Pike roaming up, and of course the Vex ultimate as well. Sammy's going to have to be really careful here, but at the same time be able to abuse his winning matchup.
And looking at Nisprelv9, their engage is a bit suspect, I'd say, because looking at them, it's really Ashe ulti trying to find someone, but it's really hard with how many dashes they have. Viego has the ulti and the W. Kled has the E. Zaya has ulti. It's really only the Vex. And even if you do try to dive onto her, if you're not blowing her up, you're going to be eating probably a multi-man fear. And this champion does enjoy building stopwatch. And with Nisprelv9 being 3 AD, she's going to be getting a lot of value out of it. So you're really only looking towards Z-Mags on the Hecarim to make these plays happen.
Here's what I will say though is that you do have the Lulu and the cast. These champs love to get pushed into and obviously Ash, which is a classic front to back ADC. And you know, Rutgers needs jerseys has drafted a comp like that, a comp that wants to push in and engage, you know, kind of basically through the front. Not too much of a flank, maybe the Kled, but realistically not, because Kled is going to need to use his ultimate to boost the rest of his team. So I don't. I'm not. I would actually give the drafting advantage over to Nisprelv9. I think that you don't need to force engages on as Nisprelv9. I think you're just happy having them push into you, and they're gonna have to walk into the miasma. Um, you know, if they get past that, they're gonna get charmed by the Lulu, and of course the Ashe can has a volley to help heal herself. So I would give the drafting advantage over here to Nisprelv9. Obviously, you know, it's gonna be you know, it's going to be based off execution, and let's see if the team, if either team can play their comps to their fullest strength.
And with that being said, I think we're going to have to do a very short break, and I will return to you with game 2. So, see you then. Welcome back to Game 2 of Rutgers needs jerseys versus Nisprelv9. We got Matt claiming that this is gonna be his second Vex game ever, and we got you Bell saying Bismillah. And we have another 5-man sprint towards the bot lane. Oh, I think Sweaty Toast smells something up. Yeah. Sweaty Toast.
Coming out from Sweaty
No.
Toast. And he's gonna die because of this. Wow. That is really gonna happen. Sweaty Toast actually was cautious and he hooked, but is still gonna get punished by the volley coming out from the Ashe.
He hooked the wrong person. That immediately presses E. He's pulled in. Permaslow from Ashe. Too far from the wall to flash over. And now Kuya Kim is starting a kill up here with the longsword.
That's gonna definitely be Oh, did he get the kill? Yep, he did get the kill, and that is going to be the longsword with the potion, so it's definitely going to give an advantage over to Kuya Kim. Although no sums were blown on either side, so there is that to note. Dudebei coming in with the ward. Was that a ward? Yep, to possibly scout the jungle and prepare himself for a gank.
Yeah, both junglers starting on the same side of the map here, which means top and mid are the ones under... the one's in danger here, as Dudebei gonna be eating a small trade from Nisprel, but gonna land the bear trap on a rope, meaning Nisprel's taking a bit of damage
pretty heavy in the top lane here.
Yeah, and that's gonna be an early dismount from Dudebei, but maybe it's for the best because he'll eventually be able to get the Scarlet back up, and he'll be at a health advantage once that comes.
Now, Nisprel has to be Nisprel has to be really careful here. So he's got the wave pushing in. But the Vigo's pathing can be somewhat unpredictable. You know, he can't go for a full clear, but he can go for a 3 camp into the top side. Whereas Hecarim would tend to prefer the full clear. Heavy trade coming out for Nisprel. So now he's pretty safe now because he's abused the level advantage well, and he's got an HP lead. Kind of an awkward wave crash here. Actually, a really awkward wave crash here because
and here's what I was talking about. The Scarlet, it's already back.
He's about to get solo killed.
Bear trap on a rope is back!
And the chain landing, and that's going to be a solo kill from Nisprel, who mismanaged the wave, actually. Didn't crash it in fully, actually froze on himself, so he felt the need to push that wave in, and he got punished. Good punish from Dudebei there, utilizing that Ignite Summoner spell to the fullest. Okay, I'm caught up.
Sure. Anyway, back to the game. Sorry, I had to start up some stuff there, but yeah. Dudebei able to skill the W there. That's one of the small things Kled players like to do. Let me just pause while Squatos tries to go fishing. But yeah, you really do need to be careful of Kled in the early levels, just because he can control exactly when... Oh, small fight. He can control when exactly the W comes up by putting a point into it.
For the skirmish.
But yeah, that's gonna be a spell going over. Oh!
A secure coming out from ASAP Jazzy, so that's a nice advantage. And
yeah,
that was due in part to the fact that Flash coming over.
Is that death? Oh, barely living. Dudebei shambling away, able to get the wave crash.
He's gonna barely live.
Yeah, that Ignite just a bit too slow. Meanwhile, fighting the bot lane, Sueto's gonna have to
That's
be
gonna
away,
be a
but the
1-for-1.
Conqueror being procced now as they just keep on fighting. The E pullback gonna do so much. Z-Max taken out as Kuya Kim's gonna try to escape Yubel here. The Q's gonna come up really soon. So many feathers on the ground, and here comes Vex from the side. Nomad's gonna limp away as the Bone Skewer misses again from Sweaty Toast.
Unfortunate miss from Sweaty Toast there.
Yeah.
Could have definitely been another kill there, but he is going to have the double buff, so perhaps that'll make it easier for him to roam with lower cooldowns.
Yeah, Ram making so many of these roaming plays, and they're really paying off. That's the second one in a row they're led to one mini objective or a kill.
And what's, that has to be a lane that's being misplayed by Sammy Nugget. Again, a winning lane, like I said, for the cast, and that a winning lane means that you have the choice to get prio if you want. And for the scuttle, we saw he didn't have prio, and then that roam there from Rem, he picked up that assist, and again, Sammy not having prio when he should have had prio, and that's gonna hurt his team.
And I don't know if anyone saw that, but Sweaty Toast tried to sneak into the top lane rush with W, but just barely coming up short meant he was spotted. Meanwhile, Nisprelv gonna get hooked back in with Bear Trap or Rope, but because of that, gonna land the W as Dudebay gets chunked to a 3rd HP, almost dismounted here. Despite being a kill up, he is losing out hard on these trades.
Yep. And that's just the power of the set trades there. And it is hard for Kled to also dodge the W. He would need some fancy feet.
Yeah,
maybe
look at that.
Coming from the cannon minion. Is this a solo kill coming out from Nisprelv? The W's gonna hit. Another auto attack, and that's gonna be a solo kill.
Yeah, huge solo kill coming up, especially when Dudebay is committing the Ignite for that. If you're still losing despite dropping the summer spell, it's a huge misplay from your end. Meanwhile, Z-Mag's gonna try and interrupt a play here as Rem tries to roam up to kill off
Z-Mag's gonna stop. Not sure what Z-Mags is thinking. There is no way he's gonna kill Rem.
Oh, but look at that, the outplay from Nisprelv. Can he make something happen? ASAP Jesse's limping away.
He's gonna kill. He needs one more auto attack. He's gonna get the auto attack, and then he's gonna get the Triumph reset, so Sweaty Toast can't kill him.
Sweaty Toast, run!
And then Nisprelv set perhaps pulling a ban for the next game, if we get to a next game. Huge plays coming out from Nisprelv after getting solo killed, then managing to 1v2 the jungle support from Rutgers Needs jerseys.
Yeah, Dudebay now, so much pressure. Oh god, that is not good.
The ultimate's going to miss, unfortunately, from Sammy Nugget.
Yeah, not only did the ulti miss, but Nisprelv, even though last time he did smartly wait for the dismount before Eing that time, a bit too early, so both the Cassie ult and the set Facebreaker miss, which means that Dudebay, instead of dying there, gonna be getting out scot-free.
And that's going to be huge for the set, as well as Z-Mags, who's got 3 kills.
As the replay freezes?
This was due to the pause, of course, that came in for about 20 seconds, so it should unfreeze, but we see that Yubel's going for the ultimate.
Yeah, we'll get a deep analysis of what's about to happen. Well, you see here, Yubel ulti gonna flash probably for the stun. Nope, not needed
Sweaty
actually.
Toast is gonna hit the stun. That's gonna be a kill for Sweaty Toast. I think he could have given it over to Yubel, perhaps. ASAP Jazzy's gonna be looking to get this dragon.
It was needed, but no, the stun gonna be just barely enough. Looks like ASAP Jazzy gonna be going on to the dragon here, picking up Hextech Drake, always a nice early dragon, as Nomad's just losing 2/3 of the HP in the blink of an eye to the Dirk Zai here. No ulti, may I remind you, was used in the bot lane 2v2, so now Yubel just gonna try to get as much of the CS as possible before he gets taken out. Sammy Nugget completely caught out mid lane. The Sweaty Toast room, no missing pings coming anywhere from bottom lane, which means he's going down as well. It has gone very rapidly gone from a 2k gold lead to only a 500 here.
Yeah, a couple misplays coming out from Nisprelv9 and Rutgers Needs jerseys coming back into the game here.
Yeah.
The possible and a Herald attempt here by Nisprelv. Looking to try and perhaps get this. He's you know, and Dudebay's a little suspicious of what's going on here. Or maybe he's not. He's actually not going to check.
Yeah, this is not usually what you see, the very random top laner deciding to solo the Herald. But looking at Nisprelv's build, that's going to be a Hullbreaker rush. He's going to be playing for himself only this game. Going to try to create as much pressure in the side lane as possible. Meanwhile,
this is what I'm talking.
Pressure,
oh, okay, but that's a flash.
That's an ulti of someone who's only played Vex twice. I don't think Rem was lying.
Well, perhaps a lack of experience showing there, but still a flash coming out for Sammy, and it is just very terrifying now for Sammy Nugget. And this is what I was talking about, the possible gank coming out from Sweaty Toast. He's gonna Q, and Sammy Nugget cannot do anything about that. And that's exactly what I was talking about. An immobile mid laner against a ganking support is just super scary.
Yeah, ZMax doesn't have the Onslaught of Shadow still, may I remind you. Maybe Nisprelv can look for a flash ulti play, but it's so suspect. Oh, just barely missing out on the E means they're gonna have to kill it out.
Or misses. And we're seeing the gold lead. Oh, and
it's so crazy to see. Yeah, it's so crazy to see how fast they made Ash flash ulti.
From Nisprelv, and Nisprelv's just been the star player so far of his team, making the plays to put his team ahead. A great engage from Nisprelv to pick up a kill there.
Yeah, but look at this. VMAX is being looked on, but he has ultimate, I remind you, double fear.
He's gonna pick up a kill, and just a complete overestimation from ASAP Jazzy.
Yeah. And in a crazy E angle, just barely able to get the pushback on Rem, means his flash is getting blown. But this entire time, Yubel just pushing out the bot wave, gonna get a pretty nice XP lead there. Probably gonna take 8 very soon as he continues to chip away at Nomad. So much poke being landed from him.
That previous gold lead that we saw last game is just not there for Yubel. And Sweaty Toast is just moving. He has been making the plays, and he did get that nice punish onto the Cassiopeia. Unfortunately, you know, it was canceled because of ASAP Jazzy's poor decision making. They got to push
dead Nomads, actually.
ZMax is aware of this, so he's looking for the engage, and he thinks he's gonna get Yubel here, and Yubel's gonna die. ZMax getting another kill, and Sammy getting solo killed, not realizing that Kled can just freely engage with his ultimate.
Yeah.
And another canceled out 1-for-1.
Night and day, Sammy Nuggets Cassio, game 1 and 2. This game just not able to get a foothold here because of the repeated roams from Sweaty Toast. Nisprelv gonna catch out ASAP Jazzy in the jungle, and he really does need to place his Herald soon. He's gonna be scrapping 2 levels up on ASAP Jazzy, but look at this.
There's 2 other members. Is Nisprelv getting caught out. A nice W for damage, but a huge throw coming out from Nisprelv here.
Yeah,
and
just barely.
Just unfortunate. Yeah. Sammy Nugget is just running in without vision. He's just completely dying. That is exactly where Nisprelv just died. Rem looking now for an engage, and this is a snowball mind control solo queue to the fullest. 3 members dying for absolutely no reason, just not respecting the Sweaty Toast being able to move to the top side jungle when he wants to and make plays.
And it's only exacerbated because those were 3 kills with Pykel. So instead of only 900 gold going to your team, it's 2,700 gold. And Sweaty Toast incredibly accelerated. He has the most gold on his team right now, 300 above Dude Bay.
Yep, those Pyke ultimates coming in. Always makes 1-for-1s, not really 1-for-1s if he gets the kills with the ultimates. Sammy Nugget checking this dragon. This is really not a winning fight, especially with Nisprelv deciding to stay topside and use the Herald. This is not a fight that I think Nisprelv wants, but that's a nice ultimate, perhaps a punish.
You're fighting Zion to choke, though. You're fighting Zion to choke.
The ultimate.
They need to play around the feather pull so hard they have to peel it back completely, as Nisprelv's just trying to box, but he's 2 levels down on Dude Bay, who has the Titanic Hydra completed.
Who's just huge now, and Sweaty Toast perhaps caught out. This is often a byproduct of playing those engaged supports, or when you're trying to look for that flank, and you might be caught out in an awkward position. But Sweaty Toast is gonna burn the flash, but still get a kill with the ult. He's gonna cop another one, and ASAP Jazz is gonna take the last kill, and super heavy trading on the top side. Both top laners living with barely any HP. Sam Nugget once again caught out, and Sweaty Toast just putting in so much work with this Pyke.
I mean, just look at his ulti right here. 1490 given to allies, 2400 kept for himself here.
Yep.
That's 4K. And with that, that's going to be a 6K gold lead towards Rutgers needs jerseys. They've completely reversed the fortunes of this game. Sure, Nisprel, even though he just barely came out on top in the 1v1 top lane and got the objective bounties, how can you possibly stop the snowball from continuing?
Gonna miss from Kim Kuya. Kuya Kim.
Oh, look, top lane.
And yeah, Nisprel's just gonna get punished for overextending, and we're seeing so many of the same mistakes from last game. Players not respecting the positions of the enemies, going to places that parts of the jungle that are not theirs anymore because of this enemy Pyke that is providing so much pressure. Not only that, I mean, a Pyke, pretty much the hardest snowballing support in the game, of course, with his ult, as we mentioned before, just makes it harder for, you know, the enemy team to perhaps come back into the game.
Look at him now. He's counter jungling ZMAX himself.
Pick on the ASAP Gazi.
Oh, they've completely surrounded him. He doesn't know just yet, though.
Completely surrounded. He's gonna die there. He's gonna get picked out here.
Oh, but can't get Lulu in time.
But he's getting melted down by Sammy Nugget. Is he going to be able to pick up a kill? Okay, he's going to pick up a kill. He gets the triumph stack. He gets the mount. And Sammy misses a Q. Can he perhaps pick up a kill here? Oh. And he's not going to pick up a kill, but it was very close.
Yeah, but look, here comes Sway Toast.
Maybe he's looking for something
in the water.
He's going to hit ult. This is going to be kill. Can he perhaps get Sammy Nugget? That's an ult coming out from the Pyke. Vex looking for another ult, and he has the ult reset again. Both of them gonna miss. I don't think it's gonna matter. I think Sammy's gonna get dove here regardless. A flash coming out from Sammy. Not sure if that was the correct call there. And once again, just the Sweaty Toast Pyke putting in so much work, and it works well with the, you know, with the Vex trying the Vex that's able to follow up on those engages from that hyper mobile Pyke.
Nisprel's back on the case again, though. Gonna try to claim another OBJ for his team as he solos the second Rift Herald of the game here. This man on a mission.
The real jungler of this game.
Yeah, he wants his rollback, VMAX. He wants his rollback.
Perhaps they should have considered a role swap for game 2. Nisprel with 2 heralds now. Hopefully he can get something out of this, but we seem to be at a similar position as the last game. You know, some decent plays coming out from Rutgers, from Nisprelv9, but in the end, you know, Rutgers needs jersey coming out ahead, and this time it's the Sweaty Toast Pyke, for sure, most likely player of the game, making huge picks and plays, denying vision and applying so much pressure onto the map.
Yeah, and interesting build choice from Kia Kim. Wits End second is not what I'd recommend.
The ultimate follow-up from Sweaty Toast. There it is. The ultimate coming out from ZMAX, not going to do much. Rem looking for something else. Sammy Nugget going to get one tap. Nisprel going in with the ult. He's going to get a pick there. Sweaty Toast going to miss his ultimate. The Kled coming out from nowhere. He's full turret diving because he can, and he's on his beast. And they're going to pick up so many kills. Dudebait just taking so much aggro there, and that's just the result of having a huge a gold lead, and again, a nice pick to start off the fight with Sweaty Toast and Rem.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where Pyke ult isn't even needed. They're just so far ahead. 12k gold lead at 18 minutes. They practically dove them between 2 turrets there. With, the, as you said, the Kled tank so strong, because when he demounts, I believe he does drop the aggro, and they're going to be picking up their 3rd dragon of the game, most likely. VMAX has a one-way trip into the pit, but no vision whatsoever.
He's gonna walk up, but he's gonna get maybe solo killed.
Yeah.
Not gonna get solo killed, but he's gonna lose the dragon. 1 minute 30 seconds till the Baron, and I mean, I'm not sure if Nisprelv9 can do anything about the engage coming in from Rem. There's not going to be any hitting the blast clone because he's feared. And just another nice kill coming in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sweaty Toast got that.
Sammy Nugget died so fast the ulti wasn't reset because he died before it was even cast. And of course, the second reset coming in gonna whip out, but Kuya Kim is just caught out grossly.
Like that. But actually, ASAP Jazzy may be overcommitting. The ultimate not gonna do anything from Z-Mags. Z-Mags may be caught out here.
Yeah, he's gonna get chased down though.
Not sure if that's gonna work. We have Nisprel still pushing the top lane with that hole breaker. He's got the Herald.
Yeah, Ubel has everything up, so I don't think he can actually make anything happen. At most, he can get the charge in and soften up for any future pushes, but he's gonna have to take a reset here, probably, unless he wants to get collapsed on. He does see Pyke on the blue trinket there, as it looks like ASAP Jazzy's gonna be working towards his death dance. I mean, so many resets from champions and items coming out from Rutgers in these jerseys. They have the Viego, the Vex, the Pykel, and soon to be a second Death Dance as well. If they get even a single kill, it's going to spell disaster for any team fight for Nisprelv9. It's so easy when you have a fed Pyke on your team.
Yep, and just a massive gold lead. They're on Soul Point. Baron just spawned. Yes, you have the Ashe to maybe scout the Baron, but I don't think that's going to do anything against a Sweaty Toast that's 14-3.
I mean, Sweaty Toast accounts for 2/3 of the gold lead this game.
He's literally putting the team on his back this game with the plays he's making. Looking for another pick, walking up. And I think at this point in the game, Rutgers, these jerseys can look to get the Baron and then pressure all three lanes. Nisprelv9 may be a bit overextended, to be honest, with the rest of his lanes being pushing. He's going to have to force the engage here. This is a good choice by Nisprelv9 because that's the only thing he can do, and he's going to die. And this is going to turn right into a Baron unless Z-Mags comes out of nowhere. Unfortunately, ASAP Jazzy gets the reset, and Z-Mags is just going to die without getting anything. That's two people down, and that may be a Baron going down. The Kled is bot side. The Pyke is also kind of bot side, so I'm not sure if they're going to choose the Baron. They might actually just look to get the outer top turret, which would also be really good in leading into a possible Baron. And the game is just looking completely unwinnable for Nisprelv9.
Yeah. The only upside you can see there, though, is that Nispro right there got both summoners out of Ubel. Sammy Nugget is getting zoned while they're inside the base. There's still there's still three inhib turrets up, and they're just flexing on them here. Here comes the Kled, Nisprel to tank it.
Just perhaps overextended. He's completely by himself. He's not going to get a reset, and he's just going to die. Perhaps a little too
a bit too uppity
by Dude Bay there, but honestly, we'll give Nisprelv9 a little breathing room. Not sure if they can do anything else besides that.
Yeah, maybe he looks like Dude Bay's building a death stance of his own there. So hopefully he won't get bursted down as hard next time. Looks like he did opt into the Sunfire build. Much more beefy frontline for his team there. We'll see Nasty, just pretty nice to have. It looks like Nisprelv9 gonna be moving as 5, contest some vision around the dragon, which is up in a minute. That will be the soul for Rutgers in these jerseys. So it's so important that
caught out again.
Yeah, Pyke
looks like he'll be okay.
Mid. Has so much move speed on the W because of all the lethality he has. No action for the past couple minutes, so maybe that's about as good as it gets for Nisprelv9 here, as Z-Mags is going to be passing away from the hook with Sway Toast. They really do need to pop that Banshee Veil if they can even hope to get a catch out on Sway Toast. But Sammy Nugget just getting ulted
with the 2-man fear. Sweaty Toast looking to make an engage, but perhaps a turnaround. A 2-for-0 so far, and Sweaty Toast was not able to follow up on the ultimate with his own ultimate, which is why that was such a bad engage coming out from Rem. Sweaty Toast was not in position to follow with his ultimate. If he was, that would have been a possibly the game ending, but now this might be a winning situation for Nisprelv9. It is a 5v3, but honestly, I would still give the advantage over to a full health Dudebay and Sweaty
Yeah, no
Toast.
ulties, most importantly, practically. All the important ones are gone as Dudebay's trying to go in here, but look at that.
Z-Max pushes him into the miasma, really nice there, and this is going to be a dragon. And, you know, the game is still looking very unfavorable. A missed ultimate coming out from Sweaty Toast, but it'll be a kill regardless. And Yubel's going to die here as well, or maybe not.
Ghost popped. I think he's... Oh, it's
Z-Max
so close.
maybe overcommitting slightly, maybe getting a little too excited there. And overall, a win for Nisprelv9, but I'm not sure if they're just stalling their impending doom.
A beautiful team fight from Nisprel himself. The name of the team. Oh god, never mind. Pause that for a second. It's gonna... Team's not named Sammy Nugget V9. That's all I'm gonna leave that at.
I mean, it looks like he's playing for the enemy team at this point, 1-9, and just like I pointed out, I mean, if you're picking any mobile mage and you see Kled, Vex, and Sweaty Toast Pike, you need to understand that you're not the, you're not the protagonist of this game's anime, and that is just the reality that Sammy Nugget has just been unable to, play out. He's died so many times and given so much gold over to Sweaty Toast. And yes, they had a really nice fight there. Sweaty Toast wasn't there to capitalize, which was really the main reason. I mean, Rem had a pretty decent engage. That would have been good if Sweaty Toast could have followed up. And so they did get that dragon, and they did get a couple kills. But, the game is still completely in control of Rutgers needs Jersey. And there's going to be, Nisprelv9 needs to have a couple more good fights to even consider trying to win this game.
Yeah, the problem is Nisprel, he rushed the Hullbreaker, but because of how behind his team is, they depending on him to be able to help counter engage these fights with the set suplex. That this Hullbreaker is just not paying off at all as a purchase.
Yeah,
and sure, he had an incredible performance, but maybe he's just face checking where he shouldn't be. Ace of Jazz is just gonna peel it out.
He'll be okay, hopefully.
Eyes on Sway Toast.
Rutgers needs Jersey very hesitant to take a Baron fight here. They're a little worried, of course, about throwing the Baron over, which is why they're kind of just playing for Soul right now and deciding not to play for the Baron.
Yeah, it's a nightmare to fight in quarters against their team with the Xayah feathers, with
an arrow
Rem's
coming.
abilities.
It's gonna stop Mad. Z-Mag's looking for an engage, and Rem is just gonna get caught out, and that is just a complete disrespect of Ashel. Nisprel going in. I'm not sure if that's the right call there. Yubo going to get ulted and stunned. He's gonna die, but so is Sammy Nugget.
Yeah, but this
and
entire time,
Dudebay is just in the bot lane.
Dudebay's acting like he was the one that built Hullbreaker, man. He is breaching the gates of Nisprelv9. Sure, that was a 2-for-2, but at what cost? Your bot inhib turret, your bot inhib, your Nexus turret, all going down.
Power.
Yeah. And now look, he's just hopping on a Kim who has to flash away, but here comes the ulti.
Nomads isn't there, now he's there, and maybe Dubé a little enigmatic, or not enigmatic, excited. He's gonna get the kill, and then he's gonna hop back on his mount. And honestly, I don't know if Nisprelv9 can do anything about this. Nisprel is coming in to perhaps do something about it. Dubé, not sure about that re-engage. Or he might actually get the kill there when the shield wears down. No, he will not.
Nomad's 1 HP. Pings onto the Baron. Maybe they think that Rutgers needs Jersey is on it, but no, they're just content. They're just content getting vision on the bot side jungle here. Maybe they think they can do it themselves. I mean, if I toggle the vision here, it's practically completely black on the Baron from Rutgers needs Jerseys. They're just death rushing. But no, it's just gonna be a peel out there, and oh, Nomads.
And just a free pick coming out. Sweaty Toast playing the vision well. Nomad's just not really walking where he should be walking.
Yeah.
And I will add, so it's pretty clear that Rutgers needs Jersey's ignoring the Baron and just playing for the soul. So if they were doing that, they should have actually had Dubé pushing the top side of the map so that they can bring someone top side and fight for the dragon. This bot inhib is going to be a little less impactful if Rutgers needs Jerseys actually wants to play for the dragon, because of course it's much closer to the dragon.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of
yeah,
ranks,
Dragon
30
spawning soon, and
seconds.
yeah, and Nisprelv9 has no vision. Are they gonna decide to push in to try and get some vision, or oh well, Hawkshaw coming out from the
Yeah.
Ash, so it's not gonna be a pick.
Nisprel needs to be a bit careful here. Tinks the hook. Very important Sammy doesn't. As they try to
A
reclaim
nice
their
hook coming out
land.
from Sweaty Toast. They're playing the Death
But
Brush.
look at the positioning of Dube here as the fight starts.
From the Ash. And it's just looking like a convincing team fight win. Nisprel with the nice, or no, that is the ASAP Jazzy with the set. Just gonna press his W and get a kill, and looks like they're just pushing into the base, and there's just really nothing that Nisprelv9 can do. I mean, they're just so far behind. They're not, Rutgers, New Jersey's just going to ignore the dragon, maybe look for an end here. Z-Bags is not going to be able to get the kill. Yep, he's not going to be able to because of the Zio.
Look at all their
ultimate,
health bars practically back to full thanks to Death Dance.
2 and 11, missed his 1 in 10 power spike, so that's pretty unfortunate. And looks like the game's just going to end there with pretty much another convincing win, this time on the back of the Sweaty Toast Pike. You honestly ask yourself why he didn't pull it out last game, because of how convincing this carry was from Sweaty Toast. We have Nisprelv9. Maybe we should consider Sweaty Toast V9, because that was an absolute clinic put on by the Pike to carry this game.
Yeah, as you said, Sweaty Toast was practically everywhere that game. I mean, 15-3-11 on the Pike support. 66% KP just about. Like, so many fights, skirmishes swung in his favor. He created the snowball that caused this entire game with his repeated ganks towards the mid lane and side lane.
Yeah, and just completely taking over the map. And I feel like Nisprelv9 just not respecting the champions they're playing against. It is a Pike. Pike is going to roam. Pike is going to move. If he's not in the bot lane, then you immediately need to be asking yourself, where could he possibly be? Because he could be anywhere. And he's one of the most extreme cases of a roaming support, because of he has that ability. He has the ability that can just make him move around the map a lot faster, and it's a lot scarier. And Sammy Nugget felt the brute of this the most, dying 11 times on a mage that's supposed to be played for KDA. So not definitely a very weak showing from him. Nisprelv9 having a couple great plays, but even he got caught out. And of course we can't forget that topside play where Sammy, Nisprel, and Z-Max all got killed, and that was a huge stopper to the momentum that they were building up.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I'd like to point out the matchups for the semifinals of Scarlet Classic here. Let me just swap scenes to this. It's going to be Steven Ducks versus Push and LP, who did manage to upset the 4th seed going into the top set semifinals. And meanwhile, the much more expected 2nd seed versus 3rd seed is going to be Rutgers Needs Jerseys versus RUL9, who you both saw play this weekend. And with that, I think we're going to be able to see them next week. And then in about 2 weeks, we'll see you in the Jersey Mike's Arena for finals. Any closing remarks on this game?
Yeah, Candela? I mean, I'm super excited to see Rutgers L9 perform against Rutgers Needs Jerseys. We all know, a lot of the star players on Rutgers L9, they're solo laners. Hopefully they'll be able to, perform against, the players on Rutgers Needs Jerseys. Hopefully competitive matchup. So I'm really looking forward to those games as well.
Yeah, the star soul laners of RUL9. I just Candela, what are you doing there? Who? Oh. And with that, I'd like to say good luck to you in the semifinals against the team you just casted. And I believe with that, I'll see you guys next week. So see you then, and thank you for watching.